Activision presents a smashing blast from the past.
Alright, hi, welcome to the stream.
By vicarious visions.
Right, thanks for interrupting. Hi, welcome to the stream. Let me know if the volume on this is okay.
It's Crash Bandicoot!
Also, I don't think I can skip this intro, so we'll just let this go by. I haven't streamed for the last couple of days because of sleeping patterns. Basically, I was trying to fix up my sleeping pattern for the most part. Still working on that, but I'm feeling a bit better today, so... OOGA-BOOGA! Once again, welcome to the stream. I've been wanting to play more of this, and because of like my fucked up sleeping pattern, I haven't had the chance to. Plus on Sunday I wanted to do Darkest Dungeon, which I had fun with, by the way. That was a pretty good game. It's brutal as fuck, but it's quite enjoyable. So we're going to finally continue this from where we left off. By the way, the last time I streamed this I said I didn't save it. Turns out that was incorrect. I did save it, so I didn't lose any progress. I actually did go back, however, and get a couple more boxes in the previous levels. I think I got one more crystal gem. We got that at least. And I continue from here, so it's the Lost City. Sure that the audio is working. It seems to be working fine. Did you die in DD? No, you didn't. For a second there I was wondering what you meant by DD, then I realised Darkest Dungeon. No, you didn't die actually. You're still alive. There we go. And not break this and go back up at the same time. Oh, you have to jump around it. I'm not an idiot. We're off to a good start. One more attempt at this. Yeah, I'm not very good at, like, that seems simple, but there's a slight input delay for doing that kind of thing, so I don't know if there's even worth trying that. Not going to destroy that box. Get the apples, however. Hi, sulfuric acid. Hi Mist. Hi, Miss B. Got a few people coming in, welcome. I think I accidentally knocked away an extra life there, but I got the other two, didn't I? I think. Yeah, I've never played Crash before, in case you didn't hear me say that the last time I played this game, so it's mostly going to be a blind experience, and therefore I'm going to suck at it. It is a shame that this game isn't running at 60 FPS. It would make it a little bit more responsive. But it's still perfectly playable the way it is. Actually using the D-pad this time. Oh, I thought I was going to go down there, I was just waiting. Yeah, I've been looking forward to playing this again because it has been a little while since I last played it. Like, since Friday. Damn it. Ah, tried to spin. The only reason I bothered to attack them in the first place was to get the last few apples for an extra life. Oh, I already had enough apples to get an extra life. Well, I wasted a life for nothing then. I can't say at least I got that extra life back, but there's an extra life up there. That. Yeah, these games are relatively tough for platforming games, but there's a stupid article on Polygon. It says that it says that this game is the Dark Souls of PlayStation 4, despite the fact that A, there already is a Dark Souls of PlayStation 4, it is called Bloodborne, and B, there's already a fucking Dark Souls on PlayStation 4. Fucking Nimrods. And that's called Dark Souls 3. Plus, this isn't nearly as hard as those games, trust me. I mean, it will get tougher, but I don't think it'll get Dark Souls tough. Like, 'cause I played Dark Souls, kind of. I played, like, the first one. I haven't played all three of them, I've only played, like, the first, but I don't see why they drew that comparison to begin with. I mean, by that logic, Ninja Gaiden is the Dark Souls of NES. When in fact they're two completely different games. Yes, it's hard, but it's not. It's nothing like that. Obviously, yeah, I'm not going to bother going back for that. But yeah, for my first time playing this, I'm quite enjoying it. I just suck at the platforming. I'm not sure if it's me, or if it's just the fact that it's running at 30 that it feels slightly unresponsive. Because part of me is thinking that's the case, but I'm not really sure. Again, thank God for the lack of fall damage in this game. That's always a good thing. People are calling this a remaster, but I don't know if I would call it a remaster, because I thought a remaster was taking the existing engine and code and basically updating the graphics slightly, like just making it look a bit more polished. This is more of a remake in which they built it from the ground up. Oh fuck, oh fuck. But it does look very, like, in terms of gameplay, it looks very similar to the original, but I don't think it's so much a remaster as it is a remake. Just a very faithful remake. I haven't added any more clips to the stream deck yet, I've been meaning to do that. I melted? Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna see me die a lot. Kinda like Castlevania in the sense that your platforming and your planning with platforming has to be on point. Oh, fuck. Realised they were coming back. See what I mean? If you're not very careful, like figuring out what's happening, then you're just gonna get killed. Alright, that time it didn't feel like it was my fault. He should have died several frames earlier than he actually did. There. Finally. I mean, how many extra lives to have going into this? 10? We're now down to like 4, I think. Doesn't say. Those push-out blocks remind me of... Because they're like pushing out toward the camera, they remind me of the ones from... Kirby Triple Deluxe. But in that game, when it hits you, it actually just smashes you into the screen. Do they just keep coming back? Wonder if that's the last one. Yep. At least I can go in here for at least an extra life or two. Ah! No extra life? Not even one? Okay then. There's one. Am I going for 100%? I don't know. I said I was going to 100% ukulele and I'm regretting that, so I can't really say. Remember, I've never played this game before. I'm barely qualified to say whether or not I could do this. For now, I'm just going to push forward and see if I can beat the game. I mean, I'm missing... Wait, am I missing 19 boxes out of 82, or is 19 how many I've got? Because if it's 19 I've collected, then I've missed a fucking shit ton of boxes. Unless that counts the bonus game boxes. Nope, it's more than 16. I like that he's just fucking lying there now, he's just accepting it. That is fucking terrible, but funny at the same time. I've got a question for you actually, Holy Kamer, or Holy Kimmer. Sorry if I can't pronounce that. But are you having slight input delay with this game, or is it just me? Kinda feels like some of my inputs are not... It's not terrible, but it doesn't feel extremely responsive. Not sure if that's just like me that's feeling like that, but that's kinda how it feels. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll 100% this at all. Oh fuck. Realised that was a hazard there until it was too late. Oops. Well, there goes both my life and the extra life, because I don't think that's coming back. This game operates on that logic where your extra life that you pick up doesn't come back the second time. Unlike Pac-Man World 2, you can't really abuse it. Oh, well, there it is. I guess once you actually pick it up, it's gone. I did destroy the box though, but I guess that didn't count. Yeah, if you remember me playing Pac-Man World 2 like last week, I was having, like... I was getting a shit ton of extra lives, like, just because. And if I died, I went back and got like even more. It was putting like extra lives right in front of checkpoints, so it was really hard to miss them. Yeah, Aku gives you an extra hit, I remember that. Basically this game's Mushroom in the sense that it just gives you like one extra hit. I think if you click 3 of them, you get invincibility for a short while. Real quick. So did you get my question about whether or not the controls seem slightly unresponsive to you? Because I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. Yeah, I was going to go for the Cobra without seeing that. Yeah, I really should be paying attention to those fucking spears coming out of the walls. I'm looking at the platforms, but not necessarily paying attention to the hazards. But yeah, I remember when the Crash Bandicoot was big enough for The Simpsons to make a parody of it. Dash Dingo. If anyone remembers that episode. It's a really old episode of Simpsons as well. Not sure what season, but it's quite early. If I had to guess, maybe season 3 or season 4. Hi, Super Nintendo Chalmers. It's that episode. Oh, well, I got an extra life at least. Ah, fuck. Didn't realise that was a fire platform. Again, really should be paying attention to those hazards. Look before a leap. Yeah, that's the episode where Lisa gets sick. Less chance. Checkpoint means nothing unless you get an extra life. Got a feeling there's something over there, but I kinda don't want to jump off. Season 10? Really that late? I thought it was much earlier than that. Oh wait, I'm supposed to go downwards. There we go, we got an extra life that time. Wanted to time that there so I wouldn't hit the fire. This time I'm actually paying attention to what's in front of me. Oh fuck, I didn't... I swear I pressed left and he went left up. I didn't fucking do that. Like, why the fuck would I do that? It's this way. But the fucking PS4 has individual buttons for the D-pads, so I'm pretty much certain that I'd only pressed left and not left up. Also, hi, check out. Oh, that was my fault. I should have waited. I thought that platform was going to fall away there, so I just wanted to jump off it as quickly as possible. You're not going to hear a lot of insightful commentary on this game since it's me trying to get through it. See how that platform falls? That's what I thought was going to happen there. Not sure when the platforms are supposed to fall away, but I just wasn't entirely sure. Yeah, I'm playing the 1, 2, 3 game, if that's what you mean by trilogy. I'm playing Crash 1 at the moment. Fuck. Yeah, you really can't fucking judge the distance sometimes. So Summer Games Done Quick has started over the weekend there. I've only watched a little bit of it, I haven't seen that much. I've seen a couple runs. There's probably some stuff that I've missed that I wanted to watch, but I could always check the VODs. Something that I do want to watch that I haven't missed yet, because it hasn't happened, is Planet Robobot. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow morning in the States, I think. Afternoon in the UK, so... checking that out. Speaking of things happening tomorrow, actually, isn't there a Splatoon Direct happening tomorrow? Might get one more extra life from those apples. I'm wondering what the Splatoon Direct's going to be like tomorrow, because we already had a Splatoon Direct like a couple months ago. Apparently they've got something else they want to talk about before its launch. There we go, one more life. There. I jumped too early, that was the problem. I've got far more crates this time around. Oh fuck. Almost walked right off there! Fuck! Fucking bats. What is it with video games and bats being the most obnoxious of enemies? I'll concede that it is kind of like Dark Souls in the sense that it's very trial and error. Because that was a classic example of trial and error. I couldn't have fucking known that was going to happen. But it's not Dark. Like, that's the only thing about it that's like Dark Souls. Yeah, you said that a few times before. Wait for those guys to go by. Gonna wait for them to pass by one more time. There we go. Missed a few boxes, but not nearly as many as the last time. But yeah, 100% in this game might be a little too much. I'm sure there's some people out there who can do that and enjoy it, but I'm not entirely sure if it's for me. Especially since there's 3 games to go through. 100%ing might be more of an off-stream thing. I don't think I'll actually stream that. I would rather just like sit on the couch and do it than actually commentate about it, because I know that would be it'd be kind of difficult to stay actively interested in streaming 100%ing a game like this. Even though this game uses the analog stick, I think using the D-pad's actually more to my benefit. You know what? It's probably best that I start with 5 lives anyway.
Game over.
Right, okay, let's do that again. Apparently there was a Banjo-Kazooie run on SGDQ earlier. I missed that. I was napping while it was going on, so we'll probably check that in VODs. I love Banjo-Kazooie. Oh yeah, well this kind of sucks. Remember the fucking boss level that was like this? Now you've actually got to do this to get around it. Or do you? Oh, I guess not. But now I can't see shit. Where's the fucking drop? Up. There we go. Looking a little bit perilous. Got a feeling I can't attack that. Oh shit. Okay, I didn't realise you could slip off the blue ones. Doing alright so far. Say that, and I'm gonna fuck up in the next part. Like that. Okay. I was hoping he would turn back before he got to that part. Yep, here comes the part where I lose all my lives now. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Words to live by, also words to die by. Finding it really difficult to make my mark on landing on certain platforms. There we go. There we go. I like how the game's just giving me a pity Aku. I can't fucking... Like, when it's like on the narrow platform, I can't quite land on it.
Game
Yeah, I'm really sucking when it comes to this kind of platforming. Can't help but feel that if it did run at 60, maybe it would be a little bit more responsive. But I don't know if that's just me. That's the excuse I'm going with. I know the original game ran at 30, but... I guess falling on the... I think I understand the bridges now. Falling on the ones with the gap in the middle actually breaks instantly. Yeah. Ah, fuck, yeah. This is one of the hardest levels in the first game. Wish me luck then. I'm jumping too early as well. I should be paying attention to where his feet are on the bridge. Yeah, see that? Pretty sure I was as close to the edge of that bridge as possible and still missed it. Yeah, get used to that fish, because you're going to see that a lot. Not just in this level, but for the next several levels, I think. At least the extra life come back though, after you die, like, after you get a game over. Ah! Yeah, the problem is I can't really... Unless it's a normal colour bridge, I can't really stand on it for too long. And most of them are like the darker coloured ones that just break away. Yeah. There we go. And you've got those as well. Yeah! Overshooting that now. Like, so some jumps where it's really tight, and then now I'm thinking I've just got to go as close to the edge as possible. But then there's other jumps where you just overshoot it easily. There we go. I jumped a little bit early that time. Now that I understand which bridges just instantly break away, that'll be a little bit easier to deal with. Shit. You also need that momentum to carry you forwards. Maybe that's why I'm missing some of the jumps. I need momentum. Once again, a useless checkpoint. Yep. Okay then. You know, that part was probably easier than the other part. Because there wasn't any pigs or anything in between. Warthogs. I'm getting better at it though. Guess I'm doing not too bad for someone who's never played Crash Bandicoot beyond the demo. So outside of the original trilogy and Crash Team Racing, are there any actual good or half-decent Crash games? Because I know that most of the games after the original trilogy are very hit and miss, or mediocre. I just don't know if there's like any half-decent ones, or if they're all kinda bad. I know that in one of the games, like, I think like in the GameCube or PlayStation 2 generation, they changed his design so he's got like a tattoo or something on his body, and it's like, okay. Those extra lives, they're not coming back. I thought if I get a game over, those extra lives reappear. Twinsanity was good. Which one is that? Is that the GameCube one? You can attack him. Ah, fuck. Well, guess I'm not getting the bonus. Yeah, the extra lives are not coming back. Ah! I walked back a little too far there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can see why this is one of the hardest levels in the game. Jesus Christ, with this fucking level. Nice. Good job. Yeah, these bonus stages are getting tougher as well. Okay, how the— oh, I need to bounce on him. Right. Wondering why they put a random turtle there. Aha! The goal was right there, I fucking see it.
Game over.
Right, I think this time I can do it. I saw the fucking goal. At least I saw the box that tells you how many boxes you broke, so the goal is usually right next to that. The hardest part so far is the part with all the slippery ice ramps on the bridge, combined with the pig in the middle, the warthog. I keep calling that a pig. I mean, it kind of is, but it's technically not. Ah, I didn't want to go too far there because I was going to land in that broken part. Did I see the latest AVGN? I saw it in my notifications, I just haven't watched it yet. Planet of the Apes, isn't it? I'm guessing because the newest Planet of the Apes movie is coming out. I didn't even know there were Planet of the Apes video games, so that's a new piece of information. I'll probably watch it after the stream. Damn it. Here we go, the bullshit part. Or one of the bullshit parts. Ah! Almost. Yeah, I'd like to think I'm really good at platforming, but when it comes to like platforming in this direction and in this perspective, I really suck at it. I'll enjoy it. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, it's... James obviously can't make as many AVGNs as he used to, like he's got more responsibilities and shit now. It's still good to know that everything he makes is still really funny and entertaining. What was the last episode he did? Like, what was the subject of that? I don't remember. Yeah. Hi Zobros. Just gonna ignore this. I don't get why the Warthog just stops after you jump over him. You think he would start chasing me down? Oh, that's right, it was Sonic 06. God, that was a while ago you did that one. Oh, I don't know how I got it. I don't know how I survived that. It looked like he touched me there, but he didn't. Oh, so how the fuck can the Warthog run over big empty gaps? Getting better at jumping between those bridge pots now. Oh! Nice. Almost lost that there. Close to the end now. One more checkpoint and then it's the last part. At least I still had the Aku. Nice. Not nice. Final part. Yep, the goal's right there. I can taste it. Oh fuck, do I have to do this part again? What, did I not hit the checkpoint, or was there no checkpoint there? The game is harder on PS4 because the gravity is not the same. I don't know if that's the case. Like, even if the physics have changed, I've never played the original Crash. Come on now. It's not going to be like where some people are struggling because they're used to how the original game plays. Like, because I've never played the original. Again, except for the demo, but that was when I was really young. Not like I knew the physics inside and out. Like, I remember when I played New Super Mario Bros. On the DS for the first time, and I was really used to the physics in Mario 3 and Mario Worlds. And that game feels a little bit heavier than those games. In fact, I was so I was so accustomed to expecting it to be like Mario 3 or Mario World in terms of how the game handles. I recall actually dying on the first Goomba in that game. True story. So we've got 2 Akus. Oh. That moment when you're fucking slipping off the ledge slightly and you're not sure if you're going to make that. Again, why doesn't he give chase after that? Also, I see an unusable platform there. I think I need the crystal gem to get access to that. But I've got a good feeling I'm not going to be getting it. In fact, I'm not going to be getting it because I didn't break that one box surrounded by TNT. Yeah, I thought there was a checkpoint where that turtle was. Ah, fuck. It almost feels like I should just restart the level anyway, but I've still got 2 lives. Ah! Didn't mean to land in between. Still practicing for HDQ 2018. Yeah, I'll be like that one guy who fucking makes, what was that guy's name who made all those horrible jokes when he was playing Crash 2 in SGDQ 2016 or 2015? But at least a year ago they did that. I think he got barred from the event after that. Anyone remember that person's name? He was making like off-color jokes about like domestic abuse and was trying way too hard to be funny. Was making stupid noises while he was commentating. It was like a really cringy experience. If you haven't seen that, probably go look that up. But yeah, I think since then people had been complaining about it and he got banned from the event. He wasn't allowed to come back. I'm not sure if he was just outright banned from even showing up. I don't know if he could actually go there and watch. He was basically not allowed to take part in running for the event anymore. Like, it was that bad. I do love AGDQ and SGDQ, but sometimes you'll just get really shit moments like that. At the end of the day, it's still all in the name of charity, but yeah, stuff like that just seems a bit unavoidable. Damn. Oh, by the way, I bought another HDMI switch box again. I bought a different one this time and it seems to have a very high average ranking on Amazon. So fingers crossed that this one actually works and doesn't give me any of the issues that the previous ones have been having. We're almost back to the ice part with the ice slopes. Nah, I say that and I die. You haven't noticed really any bad runners this year. Yeah, I think because of that, it's very possible that the people who are organising and running the event are basically checking these runners personally instead of just accepting the resume, as it were. It's like, I think the runners like have to submit like what game they want to run and maybe like give them like proof that they've done something in the past. But I don't think they necessarily watch the videos, they just know that these people have done previous runs for the game. But I wouldn't be surprised if the people who organised the event are now like, okay, we've got to watch a little bit of like VODs of these guys so that we know that they're not going to be either dicks or they're not going to be very cringy at the event. Or try to make off-color jokes and shit like that. You know what the funniest thing about that was? The funniest thing about that guy that was running Crash 2? He was trying to do a certain thing on the final boss, I think. And he accidentally soft-locked the game. But he still called time anyway. Just because that was like the last part of the game. It's like the perfect climax to an awful, awful run. Of course, I watched the whole thing, but had no idea what was going on at the time because I'd never played Crash 2 before. I don't even remember what I saw in that game. But I remember that he kept doing a shit ton of unintentional deaths. I think that was... No, unintentional, sorry, he was doing a bunch of intentional deaths, but it was kind of funny just like watching him die like 5 times in a row. Well, trying to be funny and failing miserably. Soft locking is when you do something in the game that basically gets the coding stuck in a way that you can't do anything. Like, the game didn't crash, but you lock the game so you can't actually interact with it anymore. Fuck. Yeah, I don't remember what he did, but he did something in the screen. The screen flashed white, like it was fading to white. And I think it was supposed to fade back into the next part of the game, but then it just stuck to white. I'm not sure what happened, but I do remember that much. Maybe stuck here for at least another 10 minutes, by the looks of it. Stream runtime. Been playing it for about an hour now, that's fine. I was going to maybe do 2 bosses, but due to how long this is taking, I might just do maybe 1 boss. If this was Mario, you'd been offered help by now. Yeah. You know my thoughts on the whole, like, Nintendo holding your hand kind of thing with games like that. I hope that Super Mario Odyssey doesn't do that at all. Seriously. It would really annoy me if, after a game as big and amazing as unhandholdy as Breath of the Wild came out, that they go back to basically holding your hand again with Mario Odyssey. Not holding your hand, but you know what I mean. Like, giving you an abundance of tips, and if you die like 5 times, it'll be like, do you need some help? I'm way better at Mario games than I'm at this. Speaking of which, I need to get back to Mario 3D World and finish that. Do the last worlds, or we'll do the bonus worlds. How many lives have I got? Yeah, we're gonna start again. That was a pretty terrible attempt. Seriously, that I'm gonna finish the level with just 2 lives at that part in the level. What's that link? Can't really watch it because internet sucks. Oh yeah, the Steam Summer Sale finishes tomorrow morning. So if you haven't bought things you might have wanted, then now would be a good time to look at that. Hi, Disturbia. You're cringing every time I'm falling, why is that? Didn't make that jump there. I'm doing way better this time. Just hope that stays that way. Excellent. I'm gonna try and not talk too much so I don't break my concentration. Yeah, you see what I mean? That's what happens if I talk too much during this. There we go, we're nearly there. Ah. Oh, fuck off. I didn't think he was going to walk that far over. Last chance. Ah! Yeah, game over, I get it. Can I restart, please? Yeah, I thought the Warthog was going to turn back a lot sooner than he actually did. One of those things where I'm thinking, oh, surely I won't walk all the way over to that part that I just landed on. Nope. Yeah, he's a bit of a wee dick. Okay. I can feel myself getting better at this though, but it's taking a while to beat this one. I think I've spent like maybe half an hour on this stage alone. It kind of feels like it. Don't know if anyone can confirm that. 'Cause I haven't been keeping track of the time. You're thinking about an AVGN moment. I heard they uploaded a video. Oh, but I haven't watched it yet. I know it's Planet of the Apes because I saw it in my YouTube sub feed, but I haven't had a chance to check it out. Probably watch it when I'm done with this, when I'm done with this stream. Nice. Here's the hardest part. I kind of feel this is the most difficult part. I forgot about that. Nice. Let's attempt the bonus game again, maybe I'll get something. Nice. That's good. That's pretty good actually. That might be more than enough to finish this. Up. Nice. Didn't even need any more lives there. Still miss boxes, but I don't care. I'm glad I finished that one. Yeah, it's starting to feel more and more like if I'm ever going to 100% this, I would probably do that off the stream. Make sure I save. I don't have to do that again. Because holy fuck, that level was not easy. Button is save. Save is square. Just make sure that I'm pressing the right button. Yes, overwrite. Next level is called Boulder Dash. I wonder what it's about. It surely can't be you running toward the camera with a boulder behind you. Like, that would be the last thing developers would want to do, surely. The music leaves much to be desired. Yeah, you did say that. I mean, it's not the worst music, but it's not amazing either. This is one of those boulder levels. I think the boulder levels are shorter though. At least the first one was. It only lasted like a minute. If even then. Never been a fan of like running toward the camera in video games. Unless they figured out some way to like telegraph what was coming up ahead. But as far as I can tell, this game doesn't. Like, you can see things just soon enough that you can react to it. But it doesn't give you a whole lot of heads up on what's about to happen. Having said that, I'm not doing too bad. Dare I say I might actually be better at this than any other part of the game. At least I'm far better at this than I'm at the bridge level that I just completed. Here we go, this might be the last segment. I've been watching more South Park, like catching up with old episodes again. And there's some really good episodes that I watched lately. Try to think of the ones that I was thinking of. I watched the Imagination Land trilogy, like this, like one of my favourite episodes of South Park. I'll get all the boxes while I'm here. Oh, come on. Yeah, that Imagination Land episode was really funny. Well, it's not really an episode, it's a trilogy of episodes. It's a three-parter. South Park doesn't do three-parters that often, let alone two-parters. But when they do, they're amazing. Like, the only three-parters I can think of is that, and... fuck, what was it? It was the Coon and Friends, which I've not got to yet. But I have seen it in the past, but I'm going through all the episodes again. Right, I'm holding down as far as I can and I still can't fucking make this. Maybe I should use the analog stick for this. I've been using the D-pad. Let's try the analog stick then. Well, I've already fucked up. As weird as it might sound, I think I prefer the D-pad controls for a game like this. I don't like the DualShock analog as much as I like the Nintendo analogs. There we go. I say I prefer the D-pad and I actually beat it with the analog stick, go figure. So many missed boxes though. I thought I got all of them, but I guess not. Still haven't got to the boss yet. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I keep pressing the wrong button there. To overwrite, yes. I'll tell you what happened the last time I did load the previous save, but what happened was that it auto-saved. So it didn't matter because I was just loading the most recent autosave, which was just before I loaded it. But technically I did load an earlier save, but it was a moot point. But I really got to be careful on that save screen because I don't want to accidentally undo my work. Like, whatever happened to pressing the X button to save? Because in Kingdom Hearts you've got to press triangle, in this game you've got to press square. You think you would press the button that's your thumb is usually resting on, which is the bottom of the four, being the X. Fuck yeah, I forgot about that. You know what, I'm gonna leave that there for the next attempt. Because if I get a game over, I can come back and then pick that up and it'll give me an extra chance. Oh! Bastard bumped me off there even though I hit him. Dick. You know what the great thing about Imagination Land is? You can watch that episode many times and you'll still find new things to do. Like, new things to see, rather. Because they went all out with... If you don't know the plot of Imagination Lands, the four kids find out that a terrorist attack is happening at Imagination Land, and they get transported there. And Imagination Land is basically where all the imaginary characters that people have created over the years live together. And there's so many like fictional characters, like cartoon characters, video game characters, things from novels, movies. It's pretty cool. So you'll see like a shit ton of characters that you recognise, and then you'll miss some that you do recognise you'll see next time. Or the time after that, or the time after that. It's great to go back to it and then you'll be like, oh well, I didn't see that the last time. Oh, there's Aku. Yeah, I would highly recommend that episode. If you wanted the goods... Yeah, it looked like I walked off the left there, he actually bumped me backwards and I just fell off. But yeah, I would recommend it as a good 3-parter if you've got an hour to kill. Then check that out. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take that extra life. That's what I get for trying. I think the spikes on his back are what are pushing me off. The reason I kept jumping immediately from that small platform was because I thought it was a fallaway platform. It's not. Oh, what? Why did he fucking walk off to the left? I did not do that. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Crash. But seriously, why the fuck does he keep walking backwards after hitting that fucking iguana reptile thing? This time I'm gonna have to jump after landing, so I make sure I don't fucking fall off. I don't even know what's going on there. Okay, that time it didn't fucking do it. I wonder if that's like a glitch. That was my fault. No checkpoint. Yeah, this is the start of the level. I might as well just restart with 5 lives. Is this the same mask as last time? Because that looks a bit different from what I usually see at the game over screen. When they were making this game, I wonder if they got any help from Naughty Dog themselves, like overseeing the project. Because it would be kind of interesting if they did, like, have them sort of not supervise, but just have a look at earlier builds of the game just to see if it was pretty much faithful to the original. I'm not picking the extra life up yet. Faithful to the original creation and gameplay. Or if Naughty Dog are just too busy with their own thing. Not really the same thing, but when Mario Kart 7 came out, I remember that Nintendo approached Retro to make a specific Donkey Kong track because they obviously made all the assets for Donkey Kong Country, what's it called? Returns. So Nintendo approached Retro personally just to help design that track. Kinda cool. I don't know why I'm dying so much at this first part. Is there anything over here? Nah. Just a dead end. Hi, Jeremy. Oh, there's an extra life back there. Well, I picked it up now, but didn't realise there was one over there. Only picked it up because I broke the box. I'm not entirely sure if it disappears for good if you break the box or if you pick it up. Or both. Right, well this is the furthest I've got so far, so that's good. Gotta hold on to those 2 lives in case I need to come back here. As in case I get a game over and I have to come back here with a fresh set of lives. I think that's actually a smart thing to do. Nice. Shit. Okay, I know the pattern now. PlayStation 4 D-pad is a little shit though. I don't know, something about it doesn't feel right. It's not because it's like 4 individual buttons. Sometimes it feels like I'm going up and down without pressing up and down. Yeah, you see, that just happened there. I went upwards. That, for something that's like 4 individual buttons and not a single plastic on a piece of axis. Single piece of plastic on an axis, that's kind of bullshit. Okay, I know when to go now. I just need to wait. Yeah. No fall damage, but I could easily fall and get killed on those fire platforms. The torches. Oh look, it's the crash equivalent of the disappearing blocks from Mega Man. That was close. Did I miss one? So this is pretty far into the level and that's like my first one, so I must have missed one. At least missed one. And I got past the initial part. This level is a little bit easier. I say that and we get to this part. Good. I'm not entirely sure what this pattern is. But it looks balls. Okay, we're good. You know, having come this far into the level, I'll take these 2 extra lives. That should probably carry me to the end. Oops. Ah! Alright, that time I kind of walked toward the wall, which is why I didn't land on that next platform. Something hidden back there, but I think I need a crystal gem for that. Yeah, sometimes they just forcibly push you back. But it's not like you're actually being, like, bounced back, it just looks like you're walking backwards. Which is why I kept getting confused as to why I was walking off the ledge. So that, and then those 2, and then all 3. Okay, I know when to go now. Yeah, deliberately waited there for the bats. Nice. I'm just going to pick up the extra lives now. I have to observe this. I think I see what's going on here. Shit! Not quite sure what I'm supposed to do there. Oh, you can actually make that in one run. Okay. Something back there. I saw it. Oh, there it is. One of those guys. Cortex, is it? I haven't seen any Cortex ones yet. Oh, right, you can actually walk through that. I missed one. Managed to find those at least. I hope this is the last part. If I fall here, I'm pretty much dead. There we go. Oh fuck! And there's 2 extra lives just off screen to taunt me. I didn't fucking know that was going to cause a chain reaction. If I'd known that, I would have just moved on. Yeah, fuck. Okay, good, I didn't die at least. So I haven't even got to the boss yet, and this is taking longer than I thought. Would I get another shot at this? Guess I can keep doing this. I thought you only get one shot and then that's it. That's good to know that I can keep trying the bonus game. Yeah, think of those couple extra lives I could have picked up. Yeah. Nice. Nice job falling there. But yeah, those couple extra lives that was like, I might as well hold out off on them until I trial and error through this. If I game over, I can come back and pick them up. This level's really long, but it's still easier than the bridge one. So, when Super Mario Odyssey comes out, do you think Polygon's going to make an article saying that it's the Dark Souls of this Nintendo Switch? I mean, Dark Souls that was rumoured to come to Switch hasn't happened yet, so maybe they could claim that and still have some, like, validity to that statement. Double time, basically, there. I can't go in between them for some reason. Oh, come on! The exact fucking same thing. He makes me walk off the edge. That's kind of lazy programming, if I have to be honest. It doesn't even look like I'm being bounced back. It just looks like I'm stupidly walking off the edge. You need to fix that. That's like after I kill the guy. It's not like me touching him, like, without spinning. Ah, fuck. That was probably the last part of the stage as well. Notice how I'm leaning, like I'm hugging the wall as I'm doing that, so I don't want it to press down by accident. Thanks. Yep, still missed a shit ton of boxes. Please at the next level be the boss, please. I'm pretty sure I can skip this, but I kinda just like watching him suffer. Yep. I like how he goes from being mildly irritated to starting to look a bit pained, to sort of just a little bit, like just sort of kinda lying down, and then just fully lying down with his eyes closed. Just being defeated after like 30 boxes. Ah, here we go. Time for a boss. Let's just save it real quick. I'll square save. Koala Kong. Koala Kong? I thought it said Koala King there for a second. No relation to Donkey Kong, I would assume. Oh, that's buff as fuck. Swole Koala. Yep. That came a little bit quicker than I was anticipating. Yeah, shake the ass. So that's what people want to see. Trying to see how this works. This boss doesn't seem too bad. Oh fuck, I didn't realise those mine carts were blocking that. God damn it, Kartos. You've already ruined my life in ukulele, don't ruin it here. Every time something minecart related happens to me, I'm just going to blame it on Kartos. Again, I trust there's no objections with that. First two hits are easy, it's the third one where it gets a little bit more tricky. I could probably just stand there and just jump. He flexes his pecs as well. One hit left. This is gonna be fun. Gonna be one more, isn't there? Ah, it's just those two boxes. And dead. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I died a lot less to that than I did to the fucking crazy kangaroo one. Ripperoo. Yeah, compared to the actual levels, the bosses are kind of a joke. But I don't care, as long as we move forward. We save this for next time, so we'll just save the game. Excellent. So next time, heavy machinery. I guess we're near the end of the game. It seems like a relatively short game, the first one. I'm okay with. So after those stages, I spent almost 2 hours. Like, about 30 minutes of that was on that bridge level alone, so that gives an indication of how difficult this game is for first time comers.